Hello, hockey fans. Welcome to the Pucks Deep Show on Stadium Rant. I am Ismail Fassi, and I have with me Carly. Carly, how was your week of sort of so hockey?
It wasn't bad. I kind of feel weird since we didn't have a game since Sunday. So it's just been kind of like quiet in my household. But that changes in like an hour. So I'm excited. How was
Exactly.
your week?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm hyped because Canada plays. You can't see that. No, actually, Canada plays hockey right now in just an hour, like you just mentioned. So really excited. In case I miss some part of the action, I have my PVR on recording setting, so I'm not missing a single minute of that action. Really getting down to it. Even got my puck I showed from last week. I have it unwrapped
There
and
it is.
so the official puck that's going to be in action, not this puck, but it's kind of like this. Yeah. So it's going to be in action very soon. But still,
Awesome.
we still had NHL action, last week, and so we still wanted to get down to the nitty gritty of all that happened down. So Carly, do you have anything to talk about any NHL action that happened last week, or was there any interesting that you saw?
Well, if you guys are following hockey like we are, it did since last week to now did come out that Quinn Hughes is missing. So he will not be in the Four Nations. So he's off the roster, and I believe Jake Sanderson has replaced him. So I'm a little interested to kind of see how that's going to look without Hughes, since he was one of the first original players to be named on the roster back in June. So I'm a little butthurt about that because I would love to see him in action, but also he needs to get better and he needs to rest. So I completely understand where he came from with removing himself from the Four Nations. It's kind of a cruddy thing to have to miss, but you got to do what you got to do to stay healthy. So that's like the one little thing that kind of bummed about. I do want to highlight the U.S. team. Great on them. They are honoring Johnny Gaudreau with a jersey there in the locker room. So he is still with the team. So I did like that little touch and that little addition. I did like that.
Yeah. That is amazing. So, one thing that I noticed, going into this break, Winnipeg, the Jets have been on a roll. I believe that they have the highest power play percentage going into the Four Nations break. They have a power play percentage of 33.3. Um, their power play percentage from January 7th to February 7th, which was the last game before the break, was 41.4%. That's despite the fact that they have the 19th most power play opportunities. So, Carly, can you guess why this was?
I honestly have no idea. You're the stat man.
Well, because Nicolaj Ehlers, Kyle Connor, Gabriel Velarde, Mark Scheifele, these four Jets players are in the top 14 skaters with the most power play points per 60 for players who have played more than 47 games and have played more than 110 power play minutes.
That's
So
impressive.
so I mean, out of the 14, these four alone Jets players, I mean, yeah, that is impressive. So I mean, and this is the all-time like 33.3%. That's the all-time amongst NHL teams in the league history.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Those are really cool statistics, and thank you for bringing those. I like that.
yeah.
Um,
It's a bit shocking to me that Kyle Connor I was hoping that we would see someone like him on the American team,
mhm.
but like obviously we get snubs, but how come he didn't how come we're not seeing a talent like him on the US squad, Carly?
Yeah, there's a few players that come to mind that I think would have been great additions. And I think that the US has a really impressive roster right now going to the Four Nations. But just like you said, like the reason, like why are these certain players not being chosen for this opportunity, I think is a question that we're never going to have answered. Um, I mean, like you said, like why is he not on there? Like literally, if you just like look at their stats, if you look at their impressive plays, everything they do on the ice, like great additions. But it just kind of sucks that there's no way to highlight that. Like they don't get to have that chance. And maybe like it was extended and turned it down, but I doubt that that would have gone that way.
And Mark Scheifele is the worst of these guys. So
Kidding.
obviously, so considering how he's the worst of this lot, but he's in the team. So that shows the depth of this roster, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously, hey, go to family. Don't mess up anything. Yeah, yeah, that shows how deep this USA roster is, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, but definitely, I'm assuming, or I should say, presuming we're gonna see Kyle Connor in the 2020 six Olympic roster. That's I'm you heard it right here, folks. I'm thinking about that.
Write it
But,
down. We'll come back to it and see if you're true.
but, but on the other side of the aisle, we got the Islanders penalty kill percentage.
Hmm.
Uh, in their 16 game in a 16 game span or more from January 3rd to the latest game in on February 8th, they've had the highest in the league, 90.3%. So they've been shorthanded 31 times, and they've only um, conceded power play goals 3 times. But you know what's more astonishing?
What?
They- they've they scored shorthanded goals twice.
Hmm.
So
Interesting.
and so
I
yeah,
see you
so
have on here like highest PK of all time since the Devils in 10 and 11. Or sorry,
yeah,
11 and 12.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's so I believe that that's the highest amount since the Devils of those time. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you want to talk on the women's team, Series 5? Or sorry, yeah, Series Game 5?
Yeah, so I believe that I believe the rivalry series took place between the Canadians and the Americans. One thing that I noticed is that the Canadians outshot the Americans 42-29.
Wow, that's not
So
even close.
yeah, so I can see that it was pretty one sided. And yeah, Daniel Serdachny for the Canadians scored 2 assists. Brianne Jenner scored a goal, and Jennifer Gardner scored a goal. So it was pretty one sided, and Kendall Cohen Schofield of the United States scored 1 assist. So it was basically it was pretty one sided, and if you look at the top PWHL scores in women's hockey, um, these scores that I just mentioned, they tend to be generally, except for Schofield, they tend to be lower in the scoring list. Um, so haven't been much of the high ranking scores. So great exposure for these players. So this was a great exposure for these players.
Yeah, I'm glad you got to watch the series. I haven't been able to keep up with the women's team, so I do like that you were able to kind of talk about that and bring that to light for those that are maybe not following the professional women's hockey league. So,
Yeah,
um, yeah, thanks for.
yeah.
Do we want to hop into the Four Nations that starts in
Okay, go
50
ahead.
minutes?
Yeah,
So for those of you that are following, our four nations for the next 2 weeks, we have Canada, US, Finland, and Sweden, and it is the best within the NHL. So that starts this evening, like I said, in about 15 minutes. And so tonight it starts with Canada versus Sweden. So it's kind of exciting. Like I mentioned earlier, the last, season games were on Sunday, so it's been really quiet in my house. So I'm really excited to get back into that. Projected lines for Canada, we have Reinhart, McDavid, and Marner for the first line. Um, that's going to be a pretty dynamic first line right there. That's my opinion. I don't know how you feel about that. And then we have Crosby, McKinnon, and Stone on the second line. So I feel like just in general, like this is going to be a very strong offense for Canada just with those two lines. I haven't even gotten into the other ones. So, what are your thoughts for Canada's projected forwards right now?
Well, if you watch, Tim Hortons ads here in Canada, you always see, Sidney Crosby with with Nathan McKinnon.
Mm-hmm.
They always have like ads. So it seems like Nathan McKinnon always. Well, it's actually like it's a proven fact that that Nathan McKinnon and Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby want the as were between Connor McDavid and
Mm-hmm.
Sidney Crosby. It seems like these two always wanted to be together, but it seems
Yeah,
like these two haven't are not getting the opportunity right now. So I guess they have to wait further down the line. So
yeah.
so yeah,
I'm
McDavid has always
I
wanted to be with Crosby, but yeah, like
yeah.
I don't know
I feel
how.
like they're gonna go. Um, I just feel like Crosby and McKinnon. I just feel like that connection on the ice is just gonna be. I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, yeah, and I think no matter which way this goes, Crosby, he wasn't even it wasn't even confirmed whether he was going to be representing Team Canada
Yeah,
until like
it
a
was a
few
big
days ago.
deal.
I'm not
Yep.
sure if that was spreading down there, spreading on the news outlets in the US, but um, Crosby was kind of like a bit it's just on and off whether he was going to be on the squad, but he's now on the squad, thankfully.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm glad that he made it.
yeah, so I mean, there's no Canada without without Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
Like like the last three tournaments that the Canada won with NHL stars, the 2010 Olympics, the 2014 Olympics, and the 2016 World Cup of Hockey. I mean, Crosby played a vital part in all those in all of those tournaments. So Crosby, like, I mean, the day he hangs it up is going to be a sad day for Canadian hockey. So that's not the day we're looking for.
No. Um, do you want to hop into Sweden's lines? See who we got there.
Pardon?
First line for Sweden, we have Forsberg, Elias Pettersson, and Kempe. So what do you think? We have Nylander, Raquel, and I can never say his last name, and I apologize in beforehand, so I'll let you handle that. Um, yeah, I feel like with Pettersson, Forsberg, and Kempe, I feel like that's going to be a good line. Elias just hasn't been that strong with Canucks lately, so I'm kind of interested to see how this goes.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to and to Forsberg. What I'm looking most forward to is how they use their defense. Gustav Forsling has a plus minus of plus 30. So
Mm-hmm.
tonight, when the Canadians face off against these guys, the Swedes, so they'll be relying mostly on their defense. Eric Carlson, Victor Hedman, they both have more assists than half of the Canadian D-men. So and so they'll be looking to us to assist to playing a helping hand towards their offense. So basically, the offense is going to be relying on their D-men for making their conversions, for converting those assists into goals. So I believe that when that happens, that's the only way that the Swedes can overcome the Canadians. But otherwise, it
Yeah.
looks like it looks like the Canadians are going to have their way with the Swedes tonight.
Yeah, I'm really excited to watch this game. I'm also interested to kind of see what that outcome is going to be like. Like you said, like it's going to be interesting, and I cannot wait. Um, Tomorrow there's U.S. versus Finland. What are your thoughts on that game?
I believe that because Nikita, Jake Sanderson being put in place of Quinn Hughes, I believe that is a big like we were talking about this last week.
Hmm.
I told you that this blue line was the best blue line. And, the American blue line was the best blue line in the tournament. That is if they stayed healthy, but
Yeah,
with Quinn Hughes out, I mean he is one of the top scorers on this team as well as one of the best defensemen.
yeah,
I believe he hurts. I believe his absence hurts both sides of the ice, and so I mean you have to understand. You have to evaluate how much that makes the Canadians a favorite, and how much it makes you know how much it propels Finland's chances to beat them now.
yeah,
Um, I mean, I mean, like I just, I, I, I mean, I'm just saying, look for an upset. Potentially an upset. You know.
yeah. And I feel like I said, Quinn's really strong player. I feel like Jake Sanderson, who's replacing him, is not far off. And I think that he should have had a place already on the roster. So I am excited that he kind of gets this opportunity. But I'm also kind of just interested to kind of see how that chemistry on the ice is going to be. Um, I mean, I feel like our defense maybe is not going to be as strong as it was projected with the Quinn lineup, but I'm going to keep a positive mindset on that. I still think that our offense is going to be good. I mean, we have Miller going in, and he's been on it since that trade. So I'm just really excited. We have the Chuck brothers. So I'm just really kind of like excited. And then we have Matthews that's leading that. So I think hopefully our forwards can kind of make up for where we're lacking in defense if it comes down to that.
Well, just to not put you down a bit, but
Yeah.
I'm a Leafs fan, and we had
Yes.
Austin Matthews for our,
Hmm.
in our lineup,
In your
but
franchise.
in our franchise. So in the Stanley Cup playoffs, last season, um, we had our power play team being led by the one and only Austin Matthews, and we went 1 for 21 on our power plays.
Yeah.
So so I wouldn't be putting a lot on Matthews when it comes down to the nitty gritty, when it comes
Yeah.
down to the pressure. So I obviously, like, as a Leaf fan, I always support him, and the best, and I hoping that he performs well, but only for in a Leafs jersey, not an American jersey. So
I get where you're coming from. I'm honestly interested to see how he's going to be as captain of the U.S. team. 'Cause I know he is captain now for the Maple Leafs. But I just feel like with the players on the USA team, like I just feel like there's going to be a lot of personalities. So I'm kind of interested to kind of see how that's going to pan out under him leading the team. So I'm kind of interested in watch that.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, what about Sweden? Sorry, not Sweden, Finland. Any thoughts there?
I believe that Finland. Listen, I believe that Finland's roster uh, um was like picked off like they got what was the like the roster comprises of of like the only of like only the Finnish people on the NHL. It wasn't like the best of the Finnish people. It was just comprised.
Whoever was on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't believe I think that basically is because of the lack of Finnish players in the NHL, which should be addressed by Gary Bettman at some point to add more. Um the depth of nationalities into the NHL. Um, but like until then, like it's gonna be overwhelmed with Canadian and American players. And you
Hmm.
know what? We have Russian players as well, and I believe that
They
because of
deserve a chance to show up.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
unfortunate, because of the Ukraine war, like they don't get a chance to do that.
No.
Um, but like and but because of that, like maybe they should have been represented, but under a neutral flag. But yeah, but there are like so many Russian players we could have seen, you know, and that could have participated. But yeah,
Yeah.
but going back to your point, like we didn't get, like, I mean, there's so many players that could have been better than the Finnish team alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it kind of sucks. Like you went back to saying like the Russian players we have, like I think we talked about it last week with like Ovechkin. We don't really know like when he's going to retire, how many years we have left with him in the league. So it's kind of disappointing the fact that he doesn't get to shine on this level. I mean, he's probably going to enjoy his 2 week break, but still, I'm pretty sure if he had the opportunity to play in the Four Nations, um, he would have been there. So I just think it kind of takes away that opportunity for a lot of players that I would love to watch, um, kind of see if they can prove that they're the best as well. So something that probably does need to get addressed, and it's just all politics on that end. But yeah, no, it it's going to be different. So I'm also like Finland. I can't think of the roster on the top of my head, but yeah, it's going to be. I don't know how this whole entire 2 weeks is going to pan out, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I feel like our talk last week to this week, it's definitely changed just based on like roster changes. So I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, like I remember the 2016 World Cup of hockey, like the way it was planned out at that time. There was a whole team of Europeans,
Hmm.
that were not like the top six teams that were represented. Um, I think it can consider of Germans, of Latvians,
Yeah,
like some of the minority European countries. I think we should have gone that route at this time around. You know.
yeah, I agree. Um, what's next that you want to talk about?
Okay,
Shift
so this
gears.
is something that has been weighing on my mind. I wanted to talk about Nikita Zadorov.
Okay.
I'm gonna take out my Stephen A. Smith voice right now. Okay, so Nikita Zadorov, 117 penalty minutes, the most in the league, Carly. You don't know that?
Oh, he is. I remember when he played for the Canucks, so I'm not shocked. It checks out.
Okay, but listen to this part. So of the 179 times Boston has been left short-handed, Zadorov's penalties have been the cause of them 28 times. That's
Yeah,
15.6% of the time.
that's crazy. I feel like he didn't have that many last year, but I didn't really keep tabs on that.
Here's more.
Oh no.
His penalties put the Bruins on the PK for a total of 50 minutes and 56 seconds. I calculated
Okay.
that myself.
Okay. Is there more?
That would have been longer, but Boston's opponent scored four power play goals on them, and every power play and every single game where Zadorov had a short-handed penalty, the record stands 11, 12, 3.
Hmm.
They're losing when he has
Yeah.
They're losing when he has the shorthanded penalty.
Yeah,
And you know
their
what?
Achilles heel.
What upsets me the most?
What?
He is being paid 6 years, $30 million, 5 million per
He's
year.
probably looking at that like it's a good deal. If I was Boston, I would not be.
I mean, who? I mean, I mean, is this for real? Chat, is this for real?
I think it is. I don't remember him having that last year when he played for Vancouver, but it's all about location, I guess.
50 minutes and 56 seconds, chat.
Yeah.
That's that's time that could be put
I
into
want to
offense.
know. I want to know what player is like right behind him though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who has the second most penalty minutes?
Oh, no,
Do we know that?
I think that's one of the Kachuks. The um, who's the one on Ottawa?
Brady.
Brady Kachuk. Yeah, one
I
hundred and
wouldn't
one.
be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked. Um, I have the league standings up. I don't know if we want to talk about potential teams that are possibly going to make the playoffs. I was just looking for wild card for the Western Conference, and Vancouver and Colorado are sitting first, second for wild card. Which last time I checked, Vancouver was not sitting second, so I was kind of shocked on that. Um, any teams that you think are going to make a comeback and like make it? Someone asked me if they think that if we thought that the Rangers might make a playoff appearance again this year. What do you think? I feel like that's a good Rob question. He's not here for it.
Well, I really felt that the Canadians were making a run for it.
Yeah.
Like I felt that they were on a streak before the break. They had beat the Panthers
They
and
went on a good little run.
yeah, they did. Yeah,
They
I
almost
just
they almost lost to the Sharks. So
yeah. I mean,
just saying.
I believe they beat four Stanley Cup champions on their way. Uh,
I think so. I believe you are right.
yeah,
Because right now they are sitting seventh in the wild card.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I feel like that dropped from last time I checked too. Right now, Ottawa and Detroit are sitting in the Eastern Conference for that.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone else you think's gonna make a surprising comeback?
Hmm.
I feel like Utah, if they can get their stuff together, they're only sitting fourth right now. I would like to see Utah make it in, especially since it's their first year. I'd really like to see them kind of start that year off strong.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Utah, like um, I believe I believe that they would make it far.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, then they could manage something up. They would make it for they could potentially make it into the playoffs definitely.
Yeah. I would like to see Calgary make it too. I feel like they've had a really good season. Right now they're sitting third, so they have a good chance of kind of swooping in and knocking Colorado or Vancouver out. Um, I would love to see Calgary go into the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anyone else that you can think of?
Um.
Like everything else just kind of plays out the way I imagined. Sharks will not make it in, of course. They are sitting last in the league. Um, Hopefully next year they get a chance with all of their draft picks this year and any other trades that they have that they're going to make before the deadline. I would love to see that team kind of bounce back. I feel like they play better this year than they have last year. It's just that they're not winning anything, which is disheartening since they have such a young team. But I feel like next year they might be able to redeem themselves.
Yeah. Um. Let me also have a look at this. I believe the Bruins can make a a run for it
Yeah,
if
they're
they
not
can,
far off.
if they can like I said, if Zadorov, if he gets his you know what in check, you know. so
He can
so
stay out of the penalty box.
yeah, stay out of the penalty box, please, because they've got some. They still have a championship DNA. They still have championship DNA in them, you know,
Yeah,
and Boston is known for that. So I believe they still have something something to get um, to like go for them.
yeah,
Um, St. Louis Blues. I know about them. It's funny I'm saying this today. Their goalie Jordan Bennington is starting for Canada today,
yeah. I saw that.
but I believe Jordan Bennington is their weak link, unfortunately.
Ooh.
Is
Yeah,
sorry, I'm saying Jordan Bennington is the St. Louis Blues' weak link. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Because he hasn't had a good run coming into tonight. You know, actually,
Um,
none of the Canadian goalies have had a good run coming into tonight. So, but yeah,
I feel like we need some
he's
good
a former.
goaltenders to start this off.
Pardon?
So I feel like we need to have some solid goaltending if we're going to start this off tonight.
Yeah, but Canada hasn't had some solid goaltending. It doesn't have some solid goaltending options going into tonight. So, um, well, you know those are the best options they have. But
Hmm.
going back to Team USA, you know they had, you know, we talked about Winnipeg earlier today. You know, Connor Hellebuck. You know, I mean, what can you say about that guy? Future,
Right. And we have
is
Ottinger and Swayman. I
yeah,
feel like our goaltending is going to be pretty good, pretty solid. I do like all three of them.
yeah.
Just hoping that no one gets hurt during the next 2 weeks. That would really suck. I do want to talk about goaltending. The Canucks, we just got Demko back not long ago. He had an injury, and then I don't know if you followed their game last weekend. He ended up pulling himself out. Not sure why. They don't think it's too serious, but he was only played like first 10 minutes of the first period, and then he pulled himself. So I thought that was a little disheartening, just because he's such a great goaltender, and whatever injury is bugging him is just kind of
Yeah,
lingering.
that was against my Leafs as well, if I
Hmm.
remember.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I believe that they said that it wasn't like it wasn't believed to be serious, but
no.
it was
But
concerning, which I don't know what to think of that. So is it
yeah,
serious
at
or not?
least he felt it and he knew something was off and he was able to make that decision. But they haven't really come out to be like what exactly like was bugging him, or at least that I haven't seen. Um, and so it just kind of worries me just because I feel like he hasn't really played at all this season because of injuries, and he's such a great goaltender, and now we're not even able to really use him because of whatever's happening. So I would like to know. I'm a very nosy person, so I would like to know like why he pulled himself, what exactly is bugging him. I guess that's just the nosiness in me, but hopefully he's back in the next 2 weeks. I am going to their first game back in Vegas on the 22nd, so I am excited to see them in action. Hopefully Hughes is back in the lineup. Um, So yeah, but if not, Lankinen's a great goaltender, so can't go wrong with that for Vancouver. Which I don't know if we're gonna win against Vegas, but I can hope so.
Oh yeah, Vegas has like a really like good thing going for them.
Yeah.
I recently you know wrote an article for the Hockey News for about their player Braden McNabb.
Hmm.
Uh, so I wrote that that he has been like one of their best shot blockers, and also the, that he has that he has helped the Vegas produce like the like helped them concede the ninth fewest goals against per game. You know.
Wow. Yeah, they played the Bruins last week and they had 38 shots on goal. Bruins only got 24. They pretty much like it was fairly even, but I mean even their face-offs weren't that bad. So I feel like Vancouver has a chance there with face-offs, so maybe it'll go in our favor, but they definitely need to have our defense definitely needs to be on it just because Vegas has a very, very strong line of forwards. Um, and like you said, so I don't know how that's going to pan out, but Vegas is a very, very strong team to play against,
Yeah.
especially if you're not a healthy team right now. You're going to get walked over. And like Thomas Hurdle's been a phenomenal player for them, Jack Eichel. So, and then you have like Stone, Hannafin. So they have a pretty deep roster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are there any? Sorry, go
Sorry.
ahead.
No, sorry.
No,
You
you go
go.
ahead. After the Four Nations, is there any games on the schedule that you are excited coming from Toronto side? So is there anyone after the 2 week break that you're excited to face and maybe have a win over?
I think definitely every game over the Florida Panthers would be would be interesting to watch, considering you're in battle over the first place or for the Atlantic with them.
Mhm. Yeah,
And of course over Tampa Bay, because
yeah,
they're right behind you for that for that wild card spot. Sorry,
yeah,
not for that wild card, for that second spot in the Atlantic. So so it's all like a tight race there going down there. So you just gotta keep moving. Those teams from Florida, they're easily behind you. So always, I mean, you can't relax. Even this should be a time for for players to relax. But you got the Four Nations coming in now, and yeah, it's just gotta watch out.
yeah. Um, Actually, I had a question that just slipped my mind, and I'm trying to think of that. Um, why is it evading me? Is there any injuries within the last week or so since we last met that you know about that you want to share? Anything team wise? I know like the Sharks have been riddled with injuries. We just got Vanacek back after he took a puck to the cheek, which broke his cheekbone. Um, and then we lost two of our players to Dallas for the trades, and so I just want to make a point that like the Sharks are getting their goaltending back. It's still kind of iffy with Georgiev and Vanacek. Both hasn't been great lately, but it's nice to have our goaltender back on that end of things, and I think the team's excited for that. Anything? Can't think of anything.
Yeah, I think the um like I believe that we for a short while like we had John Tavares off our list of
Yeah,
on the injury list. Um, can't figure out. Like I can't recall how he got injured, but during that
it
time,
happened in
like,
practice, wasn't it?
yeah, he did. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, now I remember. So yeah,
yeah,
so he got injured off of that, and then unfortunately then we couldn't we went on a downward streak, and then just had to succumb to some losses, and unfortunately the Florida Panthers took over us, and
yeah.
and here we are at this stage. We're fighting for our
Um,
spots.
I don't know if you followed Connor Bedard's season this year yet. I don't know if you saw the drama going on with like him getting called out on TV and whatnot. I definitely want to say that I think that his season is not where it needs to be, like his gameplay. I just feel like he's kind of in a slump right now, which is really disheartening just because he's such a great dynamic player. And being its second season, I mean, like you're bound to have low spots. Um, but it's just like looking like just dissecting his like when he's on the ice. I just feel like he's not playing where he needs to be playing. Like he keeps bouncing around the different lines, like so he hasn't had a stable line pairing, things like that. And I kind of just like feel bad that he's having a really cruddy season right now. I just have you followed his game at all or followed his season?
I think that I think that I think what he would require is like a more like motivation, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because like, I think because you can see as someone like Macklin Celebrini, like he has been focused nowadays, and
Oh, he's thriving.
he's thriving. I think because that environment is sort of relatively new to him, and he feels more motivated by it because it's new and it's a proving ground for him. I
Yeah.
think for Connor Bedard, like he's already experienced the high of being a rookie. Like he's already experienced the joy of getting uh, of getting the passion of being like at the highest point of his rookie season.
Mm-hmm.
That I feel like he's lost that drive somewhat. If does that make sense a bit?
Yeah. Yeah. Like he's just kind of lost that motivation.
Yeah,
And I don't know if it's just maybe he wants out of Chicago or maybe there's other things going on. But you can definitely see the lack of motivation from him. Like I feel like he's not taking as many shots on goal. Um, and whether the opportunities arise or not. Um, yeah, I feel like that he has so much potential and he is going to have such a great career in front of him. Um, it just makes me wonder if he's in the right place right now.
I don't think with the championship DNA in Chicago, you should really leave that place. Like
Yeah.
yeah, like
And
it's
like going back to Macklin, so San Jose is going through a complete rebuild right now, and they are literally building that team around Macklin. And with Will. Will doesn't get enough, I guess, highlight. He's not Macklin, but Will has a lot of great qualities. And he's a really strong player, and his development this season has really grown. And if you've seen the games, you would see like the progressive development from Will's side of things. But I feel like with Macklin and the reason he's thriving, and the Sharks aren't winning anything right now. We're sitting last in the league, which sucks. Um, but he just keeps pushing, keeps moving forward. He's getting more confident on the ice. And I think it has to go with the fact that like they're building this team around him and they're working with him and he has stable line pairings. He's with Toffoli almost every game. Same with Eklund. And I feel like that's the difference right now between him and Bedard. Like, yes, Bedard has 1 year on him, but he's hopped around so many times throughout their lines with playing with different players that I just think he hasn't also maybe been able to find that chemistry with a player that
yeah.
they can really feed off of each other. And so I think right now that's the difference. And plus, Macklin's having fun. Macklin's in his first year. So, there is a difference there. And I hope Macklin doesn't fall into a sophomore slump next year. But I honestly am hoping that Bedard is going to turn it around. Like I said, like he has so much potential ahead of him.
Yeah, of course.
I just hate that he's struggling right now.
Yeah, yeah, same here. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and then did you follow Boston University and Boston College over the weekend?
Yes, I did. I did that. Yes.
Yeah.
What is that? The bean pot.
The Bean Pot. Yeah.
The bean pot. Yeah, that's one of the fewest NCAA games that's actually broadcast here in Canada.
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
awesome.
we have our own brand of hockey, so our sports networks just decided, hey, let's just decide to air those Americans their brand of hockey for once. So
I did like that Lane Hudson and Macklin did go into the locker room, see their old teammates from last year, and also like hype them up a little bit. I thought that was really cool.
oh yeah, I watched that. I mean
I don't know if Will did,
like I
but I know those two did.
like if I was a coach, I'd be like, hey Macklin, just dress up and play for us, you know. So
Right? You're still a baby. Come play.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
which I
So
also sorry, go ahead. I keep cutting you off.
No, like it was a pretty good thing looking back at that because we all we all get the opportunity when we graduate from school, and then we get to look back and we look at the previous class and like, hey, we graduated from here, and those
Yeah,
guys are getting the same opportunity. So yeah.
yeah. I definitely would have loved to have been at that game just because watching the videos, like just the crowd and the energy, like it was dynamite. Like that's I didn't get to watch it. So I've just been watching the clips and everything, but that would have been one game I would have loved to have gone to just to kind of watch all that unfold. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I believe the Eagles struck first with I forgot who it was. But, yeah, but there was a backdoor scoring for first of all by the Eagles first, and then within a span of 1 minute 10 seconds, the BU scored two consecutive goals, and then I believe it was a third to put it away. Yeah, so it was. Yeah,
So
so
they
it
just
was.
stayed strong the entire game.
Pardon?
They just stayed strong the entire game. Just kept that momentum going.
No, I mean it was 1-0 Eagles first of all, and
Yeah.
then and then and then the BU came back later
Yeah.
on with two goals in 1 minute 10 seconds. So
That's crazy.
they made a comeback, and then a third goal to finish it up. So it was a pretty good game. That was actually my first American NCAA game that I had ever watched. So
That's awesome.
it was
Hey, if
interesting.
you could just pick one game, that's a good game to start with, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, well, it was because
Yeah.
usually I'm watching the OHL or the CHL games, the QMJ, the WHL or the QMJ HL. Oh yeah, by the way, one thing our viewers would like to know is that the QMJHL, the Quebec Maritime Junior Hockey League, has renamed its rookie trophy to the Sidney Crosby Trophy. Of course, Crosby played 2 seasons with the QMJHL's Rimouski Oceanic before being drafted number one overall by the Penguins in '05. And of course, the Rimouski Oceanic will be hosting this year's Memorial Cup, which is equal to the Americans' Final Four. So,
Oh, nice.
the Memorial Cup is the winner of the OHL, the winner of the QMJHL, the winner of the WHL, and the host, the Rimouski Oceanic this year. All four teams play off, kind of like the four nations are doing right now, and then
Okay.
the winner is the Canadian National Memorial Cup winner.
Oh, nice. Sounds fun. Did you go to a game last week? We talked about it.
Oh yeah, I did. I
We talked,
actually.
yeah, we talked about it on Wednesday. It was on Friday?
Yep,
Yeah. How was that?
it was pretty good. So I saw two players. By the way, it was a blowout. It was 10-3. Uh,
Oh, no. It's not even
but yeah,
close.
but yeah, it was my team though. It was my home
Okay.
team. So that
That's
was
good.
pretty interesting. So, but yeah, Carson Rakoff. Do you know from the Seattle Kraken?
Yeah,
He scored a hat trick that night. So
that's
so
awesome.
so yeah. Obviously, nobody wanted to throw their real hats, of course. So just threw it was a firefighter designated night, so everyone was given plastic firefighter hats, so they threw that
Okay.
in the rink, of course.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
So yeah, so we had that. Of course, um, like the two players. If you look at elite prospects, top 25, top players for the 2025 draft, you will see you'll see in the top six three Canadians: Matthew Schaefer for the Area Otters, Porter
Hmm.
Martone for the Brampton Steelheads at number 5, and at number 6 you'll see Malcolm Spence for the Erie Otters. Schaefer will be at number 2. So all three were supposed to be in action. Matthew Schaefer, in case you guys, in case this rings a bell to you, for those guys who are watching the World Juniors, he got injured in the World Juniors. I believe he injured his collarbone, and he was out for 3 months, so he was out of action. But we did get to see Malcolm Spence and Porter Martone, and that was the most interesting part of the game. So we got to see two future. I mean, this is like
Yeah,
top 10 picks in the 2025 NHL draft, right in front of us, and for what 30. I was about to say $35, but this is like 30 Canadian dollars, and then $5 for like Ticketmaster service fees. So so that's lower for you guys in American dollars, right?
yeah,
So it's pretty amazing that you get to see, like, for 35 Canadian dollars, you get to see like future and top 10 picks for the NHL draft. So
that's awesome.
it's a great value for your money. I don't how much do you get paid? How much do you pay to watch NCAA hockey games?
I haven't been. I haven't been to any of the college games. We don't really have hockey at the colleges where I'm at, so I haven't been able to go to one. So I have no idea. That kind of sucks though. But we do have like a small little league here where I'm at, and so we did go a few weeks ago, and it was like $12. But and there was a bunch of kids from Finland and Sweden, really, really good kids on our local team. So, I mean, even $12 to go and watch these kids who have a lot of potential, but are just, they came over here to play hockey and they chose Central California. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, and but obviously not gloating, but any first round top 10 picks in there.
Probably not in our league, no.
Okay,
No,
I'm just messing with you.
I know. Not here in Central California. I wish that would have been awesome. I have been to a few Sharks games just because it's the closest NHL team to me. So, I mean, the last time we went, we beat the Devils, so that was a pretty good game to go to. Um, actually saw Macklin on the ice because the first game we went to this season, he was, of course, injured. So, the difference it makes when he's on and off the ice.
Okay,
So, I did see a number one draft pick.
but that was after he
It
was drafted, right?
was after he was drafted. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Anything else that you can think of that we need to cover before next week?
Who do you have for tonight between Sweden and Canada?
I'm going to go Canada.
Yeah, with that power play unit of McDavid, Crosby, McKinnon,
Hmm.
Makar, I think Sweden's
Yeah.
got the work cut out for them. I mean,
Yeah.
this is going to be one one heck of an all star team. You know,
Yeah. Do you want to take a guess of what the final score is going to be tonight?
uh, I would say three nothing.
You're going to say 3-0. You think it's going to, okay. Okay. I'm going to go at least like, it's kind of hard. I do want to say 3, but I think it's going to be like a 3-1 or a 3-2.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. But I like your confidence in thinking of the shutout. I do like that. I do like that. If it comes out to be a 3-2, I'm messaging you later and being like, okay, you win.
Yeah.
What do you think? Since we won't meet up until next Wednesday, who do you think is going to take tomorrow, U.S. or Finland?
Uh, I'm taking USA. Like, I'm playing it safe. I'm just playing it safe.
I will say
Obviously,
U.S.
obviously, the big game is on Saturday, the USA American Canada game.
Yes,
So
yes.
so obviously I'm gonna rock with my team
But
Canada. So
have to. You can't go. You can't go against them.
yeah. So I mean we already said that Quinn Hughes was their big two-way player for that game, especially against the Canadians. But unless someone on the Canadians get some offensive attacking player gets some powerhouse offensive player gets injured for the Canadians, I think I'm gonna stick with my choice for the Canadians to beat the Americans.
I'm going to say US. I have to. I have to have a little bit of faith here. Um, and who knows, maybe Jake Sanderson's going to surprise us and fill in that hole that was Quinn. But I think US has a really good chance.
Yeah,
I think we're going to hold it. We're going to hold our own.
well, it doesn't matter anyways. The final will be between USA and Canada eventually, right? So
Yeah, I think I said that last week. I was like, it has to come down to those two, which we did say that we thought that. Did Rob say he thought it was Finland or Sweden that was going to come in and like blow everyone out of the water? Did he say Finland?
yeah, he said Finland. Yeah.
I will laugh so hard if it comes down to that. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right, guys.
Anything else?
That's all for our show. Uh, Thank you for.
Next week we should have Rob back. We should have Rob.
Right. Yeah, we should have Rob back, guys, next week. And thank you for joining us. And we'll see you next week.
All right. Bye, guys.